That's awful. I hope they're not bugs. Oh gosh, I'm itchy. Tenant evicted after 25 years. All right, 25 years of paying your rent, good stuff. Oh no, is that mold? I'm itchy watching that. Is that spore mold? You're just breathing that in for 25 years and you're alive? That's a superhuman, that's an X-Men. We need to find him.
This is my landlord.
Oh no, what's he doing? Oh, he's smelling the pillow?
I was away for a couple days. What the heck is he doing?
That's so invasion of privacy, that's terrible. Don't smell someone's pillows. Yo, get out of the bed. Like that, he's like, alright. Uh-oh. Oh, he's moving quick, yeah. Oh, hey, I was just looking at the, outlet there, just making sure it has electricity in it. Don't smell someone's clothes, don't smell anybody's anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's gross. That's really creepy. Why tuck your shirt in too? You know what I mean? If you're gonna be gross, just be a gross person. Don't have the illusion that you're a responsible, you know, early riser. I don't like this at all. That's creepy, really creepy. Imagine coming home and your bed's all weird, it's all different. You're like, whoa, I don't own a pet, so nothing. Who was in my bed? Damn dust, entire house, and then she moved her things in. Illegally lived up there. Okay, in the attic. That's terrifying. All right, that's it, sweet. Yeah, I mean, that's not fair at all. You gotta be paying rent. If you're using some of the house, there's some sort of agreement financially there. You know, you can't just be like, you pay everything, but I get the kitchen. That's also very scary. Living in the attic, you're just like doing homework, just here. Here's something upstairs? That's terrifying.
I found myself trying to find a way to goddamn pay off my mortgage a little better, a little quicker or whatever. So I put this ad out or whatever saying I was looking for someone to sublease one of the rooms in my house or whatever. Okay. It was gonna be supposed to be like this real smooth transaction or whatever. Went on vacation or whatever. The person was supposed to be gone 3 days prior to my return. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to my housekeeper or whatever, XYZ. She's like, yo, that person is still here in your house.
Not good.
What do you mean they're still in my house? It's supposed to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get back and touch down in the city, this is still here in my house, okay? Refusing to leave.
Oh, no.
So I don't know what to do. So I go down and I do up. There you go, y'all. Straight to the kitchen. I ain't going nowhere.
What? Oh, dang. Man, not a good situation. Not a good situation. That really is a nightmare. A nightmare situation. I've seen on the news, people will get or maybe I saw this on a TV show and it's not real. I'm just realizing, but I'll see people who put an ad or whatever, or they'll get somebody in their house. Sorry, really lost my train of thought there because I was trying to figure out if I saw that. It is real. It's definitely real. And then they just won't leave, and then there's nothing you can do to get them out. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I mean, the rules are like that to protect tenants because sometimes landlords can be really sketchy. But then crazy people take advantage, and it's not good. It's just not good, guys. Okay. That's so cute. That's so adorable. I love that dog. Gonna wonder how long he's been staring though. He looks kind of grumpy. It's so cute. I would love to have kind of a neighbor. I have the problematic neighbors. I don't have the animal neighbors. And I would love to have that dog living right next door. That's so cute.
Serving an eviction. This tenant and her kids wrote all over the walls and built an extra room in the garage.
I like the art though.
It's giving very much PC, and I don't care about other people's stuff.
Oh, that bed has seen better days, let me tell you.
She abandoned to dogs that she didn't even have permission for.
That's sad. This stuff just makes me sad. I hope those dogs got taken to better places. I do kind of like the vibes of the art on the walls. It's got a bit of a horror movie vibe to it, I think a little bit.
Why are you yelling?
All doors, because this is not what I expected of you.
Okay.
I need.
This is pretty intense.
Oh, she's getting really defensive because she's wrong. I love it. This is great. You know what this is called? Caught red-handed. That's what it's called.
What's intense about this?
I just don't
Take
think.
a picture.
I
You
think
wanna
it's.
take a picture?
I think
Take a
it's
picture.
really
Yeah, I
inappropriate
agree.
that you're looking through all our
Yeah,
stuff.
I
It
agree.
fell over.
Did not
okay,
fall
I'm
over.
moving this
That's
over here.
really
It fell over.
inappropriate.
You can see it's fallen over.
Jeez Louise.
I'm
Like,
not going through your stuff. It fell over,
That's
and
good.
I'm
Just
trying
stay
to
calm.
repair
No
this
swearing.
and move
Perfect.
that chair that's in that doorway. It won't come through.
I really wish you would stop yelling at me right now.
If you're not gonna do the laundry, don't go through my laundry. If you're touching my laundry, smelling my socks, moving things, throw a load in, you know what I mean? Help me out. That's, it's always the people getting really loud or getting really defensive that are wrong, you know what I mean? It fell, what do you mean? You shouldn't be doing this. It's like, it's a book. I read books, that's a book. Why wouldn't I have that? Strange, can be a little entitled. They think, I understand it's their space, but it's a shared space. It's a shared, paid for space.
So I'm out here at the 32 unit where we finally were able to evict a tenant
Gotta pay
that has
rent.
not been paying rent for 8+ months, and he's left this place a complete mess.
8
Take a look.
months. Ooh,
You got
roaches.
roaches.
Okay. Ooh, we gotta get the food off the floor. That's number one.
All over here.
I've lived in some places with roaches. I've lived in 3 places with roaches off the top of my head right now. I swear to God. They're okay. They don't bite. Spiders are worse. What would you have, a house infested with roaches or a house infested with arachnids? Easy. Okay, that's a lot of fruit flies. I put the bananas in the microwave. They never get them. They haven't figured that one out yet. You gotta pay your rent. Like, why are people not paying rent? 2 days after, you know what I mean? Email, hi, just a nice email. Hello, this is the landlord. Did you forget something? End of the month, first and last, that's why they get it right off the bat.
Ooh. Wow. Is he waving? Well, the nerve of this guy. Wait, is he bringing out a second leaf blower? Oh, that's so stupid. Wow. See, this is like the level of petty that I aspire to be. That's so ridiculous. Oh my god. But at the same time though, this is kind of funny. Like, where is he expected to put the leaves? I don't understand the concept of leaf blowing anyway. I mean, isn't the wind just gonna pick up and like blow the leaves back onto your lawn? I don't get it. It's funny. It just seems like silly. I feel like we should analyze why we do that. So funny. Oh no. Oh no. Oof. Oof. Not good. Not good. Not good at all. Oh my god, so much trash. So much trash. Oh. Dang, man, that really sucks. Oh. Dang, that really sucks, man. That really sucks a lot. I get it, I do, but frick. I mean, I don't really get it. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I said I get it, but I don't get it. Why? Why? This is just like a, you know, whatever. Sometimes you leave a little bit of a mess. You shouldn't, and you should try your best, but sometimes things happen, whatever, moving is crazy. But this is like, almost like intentional, you know what I mean? But the good news is that when that all gets cleaned up, for sure shouldn't have to be your job. Once that all gets cleaned up, it's gonna be really satisfying to see the end result. So I'm excited for that, for you. Just, you know, trying to be positive. Cup half full. Oh man. On the carpet too, like dang. Carpet is so hard to clean. Oh, that's just so much stuff. That's a lot of stuff. That's, you know, people have a hard time. Sometimes people have a hard time and, oh, it's just so bad. It's so bad. That's horrible. I don't like it. I don't like it. But sometimes people are having a hard time, man. I mean, I'm just gonna assume that somebody wasn't just a jerk and left their home like this because whatever. And I'm just gonna assume that somebody was having a bit of a hard time here because that's like a different level of, you know, chaos and mess and that sort of thing. And I've seen, hilariously enough, I've seen on TikTok, you know, just I've learned a little bit more about some things. You know what I'm saying?
Really leave my house for my kids to play. They can't play in the road because she stops them and puts violations on my door. I can't have a dog that barks. I can't have a dog that whines, but all these other people have dogs and they bark, and you can't even walk down the street without them barking your head off out of their own house. But my dog can't make a noise?
Dogs bark. Like, I hate people who are like, tell your dog to stop doing what dogs do.
Your dog was on the back step barking and it tore up.
And yet now you're telling me I have more trash on my... I have no tools in my porch, but look at Bruce's. Bruce has a bike. Why is he allowed? Why are they allowed a moped on their porch, but I can't have bikes for my children? I'm only allowed 2. I have 4 kids. I have 4 kids, but I can only have 2 bikes.
Be a police officer. If you're gonna be a Karen, you could also be a police officer. Help people out, see what people are doing. If you're an involved person and like getting involved in people's stuff, sticking your nose in people's business, tell them what they should and shouldn't do, read the law book, read the code book, and then try and do that. Try and do some good. I can just tell by the stance alone that she said something that is mean. She's saying I would be very annoyed too. Dogs bark, kids ride bikes. Like, I don't understand what's the problem.
You're gonna get arrested.
After 12 months of not paying rent.
12 months.
You understand? Back off. You're gonna get hit, my friend. Back off. Back off. Okay? You go to the Salvation Army.
Nothing fun about that. Nothing fun about that. Sorry if you guys are looking for me to make a funny joke. There's just nothing funny about it. Sorry.
Which post? These posts? These posts aren't yours, dude. They're my fence. That post is not your post. Bullshit. You want to build?
Whoa.
What the f***? Are you crazy? You must be smoking that dog, because this all belongs to me, dog.
No, it don't.
Yes, it does.
No, it don't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, bro. Look at this. Look at this. This fence here is mine. Look where the line is, my friend.
No.
You
Oh my
can
God.
see it.
Look at that.
It's not tied up to it.
You're a moron, dude.
You're not tied up to it.
Did he say you're not tied up to it? Oh my God, it's so
I
crazy.
wouldn't touch me if I were you, buddy.
You're a fucking moron.
You're a fucking moron.
You should go get a survey.
Whoa.
You should go get a survey.
No.
Okay, can I just say, clearly he's losing the argument when he starts like repeating whatever the guy says. But that's crazy. I just wonder like what's happening. The thing is though, everyone has these neighbors that are very like, okay, well, this square inch is literally my property. This is mine. This is, you know, what I'm going to be doing, and you can't put your stuff on my stuff. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Also, I don't know. I kind of wouldn't. He's a bit scary, to be honest. I wouldn't really want to mess with him, but that's just me. Worst neighbor ever, though. Like, he seems like horrible.
This tenant and her kids wrote all over the walls and built an extra room in the garage.
All right, here we go. Innovative. Some good drywall. All right, art. I like it.
It's giving very much PC, and I don't care about other people's
It's
stuff.
very much pissy. Pissy? Like it smells pissy? Okay, so you're not supposed to do that, obviously. You're building another wall, building another room. What is this, a university campus? You can't do that, it's illegal. Very illegal.
Back to Bach. My parents rented an apartment at a very reasonable rate to an electrician in return for him doing minor maintenance. Okay, fair enough. The guy somehow rewired the incoming electricity so that it came from our parents' electric meter instead of his. Their bill shot up over double, almost triple, and he claimed to know nothing about it. I'm a bit confused. Was he stealing your parents' electricity? What an asshole. Thank you, Kitty Burglar. I had the same question. Yeah, he rewired the apartment, so instead of his meter pulling electricity, wow, because he didn't want to pay the electricity bill? Dang, that's shady. That's so shady. They're trying to do like a, you know, whatever, give a little, take a little. Like, that's like a sick deal. If I was an electrician and I got that deal, hoo-wee, I'd do all the repairs you want, no problem.
Oh yeah, a little snooping around, eh? What's under there? Where's the Fruit Loops? You know? Threw my belongings in my flat while I'm at work. All right, definitely the UK. The freezer, or the ice box. The ice box? She's gone through my ice box. There we are. What are you gonna steal in there? There's nothing. Is that a microwave? Maybe she smells something good cooking. Yeah, don't go rummaging. You rummage through some stuff, you're gonna find some stuff, you know what I mean? Always leave a note, just says, caught ya. And then you open it, you're like, oh. No, I didn't see what's in there. Don't wanna go through people's sock drawers or things in their rooms, you know what I mean? You never know what you're gonna find. You should best not to snoop. Don't snoop. Oh no, what a mess. That's a hoarder house right there. All right, dude, this is TLC Hoarders. This is my favorite show ever. Channel 47. I'd sit up with my mom, get a big bowl of popcorn, and watch Hoarders for like 13 hours on reruns. This is awesome. This is terrible. You need a shovel to get all that. Or a dump truck. How do you have this much stuff anyway? That's too much. You need to watch some hoarding, some folding, some shows. What's that show? Oh, it's Marie Kelly, I think it's on Netflix. It's Organization. Lots out there. There's lots to choose from. Here we go.
My neighbor beating my ass. This is where I should have ran for my life. Ouch.
Hold on. How did her neighbor just like open the window and just like get inside? That's crazy. I would love to know what she'd done to deserve that beating. Maybe it was kind of deserved. Why would she do that though? Why would she like climb into her window and just like chase after her? See, this is why you can't trust your neighbors. You need to have locks on that. God, that's so crazy. She seems like a little bit like a Karen as well, so God knows. Maybe it wasn't even her fault, we don't know. She was just having like a slight meltdown. But the nerve though to like literally open up someone else's like window, come in and try to beat them. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, laser beams, cattle prod. Okay, we'll talk about that later. This happened to my friend's rental. Guy gets evicted instead of trashing the place. This blank guy cut off chunks of drywall, put dead fish in the walls, and sealed it back up. Tenant was a carpenter. The owners couldn't figure out the smell for weeks. They repainted, got it professionally cleaned a few times, searched endlessly. Eventually they figured something died in the walls and started knocking holes in the walls. Turned out to be that piece of blank moved by the tenant. This is horrible. This is horrible. I can't think of anything worse than this. This is so horrible. I hate it so much. Oh my gosh. Can you sue for that? What do you, like, that seems like some Judge Judy kind of case, you know what I mean? Because it's just like so insane. But like, can you even sue? Like, is that technically against the law? I don't even know. That's so, people are petty. Oh my God, that's crazy.
We've signed a year-long tenancy to live in a SH, so I'm guessing that's not a nice word. Yeah, this is, it's got a nice deck. It's got nice greenery. I mean, I'm looking at the glass half full here, you know? Okay. Yeah. This looks like every university apartment ever. Like, I don't get it. It's just kind of like what you get for what you pay. You know what I mean? Like, it looks, if this is a university town, spot on. Throw some posters of Van Halen or like Greta Van Fleet over top of the holes, you're good. Not bad. A couple DIYs, do it yourselves. You're gonna learn something at the same time. Handy with some tools. Maybe a walkthrough before you sign anything would be good.
Oh, a standoff. That's when your tenant files a restraining order. That's smart. That's
Well, the way I look at it, I don't see a camera pointed in your direction. I see a camera that is pointed right here, and I see a camera that is pointing straight down. I don't see anything pointing on your.
What's this right now?
You know what? People do that to us all day long.
You know what? People do that to us all day long. That's funny. What's happening here? I don't think I really understood.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I want to talk about this Tigger flag.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay, why not?
And we have rules. I won't have to go find out what they are, but
she doesn't want to have to go find out what they are, but she knows that they have rules. Wow. This is comedy writing. You think like the fact that somebody actually like thinks in this way is ridiculous.
I don't like that.
I mean, this isn't a homeowners association, though.
No, but there's
Facts.
rules for the community. There is called Williamsburg something, and there's rules.
Okay. Welcome.
Like the neighborhood.
Can't even name what this community is. Oh my God. Wow.
It doesn't, but that's okay.
Huh?
I said it doesn't, but it's okay. You're allowed your opinion.
Okay. Lucky.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna find out about it.
All right. Well, you have a good day.
She's gonna find out about these community rules that she does not know the name of, but she's pretty sure they exist. So is that enough to go off of? I don't know. I mean, okay, so it's a flag of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a tiger. There's just no way that she is that upset about it. Is it because she doesn't want it to ruin the quote-unquote aesthetic of the neighborhood? Could be, but that's ridiculous. I think it's just like one of those situations where she almost doesn't like that she has to look at it from inside her house, but oh my god, it's just, you know, not her business at all. I'm just amazed that she thinks she has this level of control over her neighbors. It's insane. I don't know of anyone like this, or maybe the ones that sort of tell you to like trim the hedge, cut your tree because they don't like the way your tree looks, or mow your lawn in a specific way because they don't like having to look at it. I don't know the rules about that, but like, oh my gosh, this is just, it's just so next level.
Worked so hard to build this house only for scumbag renters to not pay rent for the past 4 months, and the Ontario Landlord Tenant Board is backed up 6 months.
Gotta pay rent. End of the month. 2 days before, that's when my heart starts getting beaten fast. I know rent's coming up. Ooh, gotta switch some numbers over. There we go. Gotta pay rent. It's part of the agreement. Hey, can I live here? Yeah, it costs you though. All right, I'll pay the cost to live here. Deal. How do they evict you nowadays? They call the cops, they come in, kick down a door.
The eviction appears to be going to plan, but the women are in shock.
I stay here, in the street.
That's sad. There's nowhere to go.
Of this house. Because I don't have another... nothing.
Give them a chance. I don't even know what to say on that one.
No, when you give somebody 24 hours notice and get a response, you have not done that to anyone.
Landlord.
You haven't, exactly,
Landlord
you have
tenant
not
agreement.
given anyone 24 hours notice. You texted at 2 o'clock. It is now 3. You don't get to decide when you get to show up for an inspection that is not even necessary. We are leaving on the 31st. And until then, whatever you guys have decided can be done. Can be done, but you do not get to open my front door when I'm a woman home alone. And open my front door, Christian.
Yeah, Christian shouldn't be doing that. Christian should be emailing, waiting for a response. That's, yeah, you can't just be walking into people's houses. That's snooping, that's stealing, that's breaking and entering. I was seeing an apartment once at a university, this guy opened the door and the guy was sleeping in there. He's like, this is your room, do you like it? And I was like, does it come with the guy sleeping in there? Because if he's cool to move out, I'm cool to move in, you know? I don't like when they do that. It's not very fair. Feels like you don't own the place all of a sudden. Try to make it your own, you know?
Used to have a job that involved cleaning and minor repairs of rental apartments and houses between tenants. Usually it was easy enough, but the ones who were evicted often made it a point to wreck the place on the way out. One particular blank hole decided to pack plumber's putty into the sink and bathtub drains, then turn the taps on before he left. They had to get professional contractors to fix most of it, but I got to rip out a bunch of stinky wet carpet and water-damaged floorboards. That's just evil. Like the last thing too, like the stinky fish guy. This is just evil, man. That's crazy. It's not even like revenge and you're just making their life difficult. It's just like you're literally ruining the whole property, and that's just not okay.
You don't want to through this door. I would back away. That glass is gonna break.
Dude, what the fuck?
Oh.
Dude, what the
Oh
my goodness, I am.
I feel like this, or like an axe or something. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it says that this person tried to get into his home for 40 minutes, wouldn't leave, wouldn't stop trying to kick in the door and break the glass until the police finally came. But what does he want? What is he gonna get out of this? Gosh, what a horrible, horrible neighbor. I'm just amazed that, you know, people actually live next to these people. It's like such a nightmare. And you really have to wonder, why is he breaking down the door? I mean, I'm sure the doorbell works, or he can just give them a call. It's just amazing. Like, it's so extra. He's just taking, like, you know, extra steps to get to what he wants, which is ridiculous. And the fact that the police had to be called in order for him to back away is so absurd. I do wonder if he even intends to break the glass, or he just likes that banging sound that he's making. I mean, if he wanted to break the glass, he could have tapped a little bit harder. But yeah, seriously. And what is he gonna do once he does get in? I mean, it's crazy. I feel like he's not thinking about that. He's not thinking that far. I don't know, he just wants to like scare them or something. Beats me.
I'm evicting my first tenant ever, and this is
Oh,
crazy.
good for you.
Here's the quick backstory. I rented this house to this woman for about $1,800 per month. She had a solid job and a lot of recommendations from past landlords. Everything was going just fine until she called the cops and told them that the house was broken into. The cops come and realize that there was no sign of any break-in and nothing was stolen, except a book which she claims is worth $600,000. She blamed me for stealing this book and says that she's not going to pay rent until we give her her book back. Needless to say, we are filing for an eviction.
I mean, that sounds annoying, definitely. I don't have a lot of sympathy for this guy, I gotta be honest. He seems not the kind of person I would hang out with. But yeah, that sounds wild. I wonder what that book was. Oh, no, tell me the camera's not freezing. Oh, no. Oh, come on. Oh, come the f on. Oh my god, man. And hello, it's me again, still reacting to this content for the first time. There's no time difference in between when you first heard me start talking and the ring light's not on. They're gonna notice that. So we'll put that on. There we go. Hey, hello, seamless. You couldn't even tell, right? Okay, let's keep going. And you can't even tell that there was an hour break in between those.
You can't evict me for not paying rent. Housing's a human right.
He doesn't know what I know. Watch this.
Hey!
Yeah, turning off the water and the lights, that's not usually good. You know what I mean? If you can't, you gotta pay your rent. Unfortunately, you have to pay to live there.
Hey! He doesn't know what I know. Watch this. Just because I stopped paying doesn't mean you can stop your services. That's a constructive eviction. I'm suing.
I knew I shouldn't have rushed into becoming a landlord without learning by following two guys take on real estate here and on YouTube.
Okay, that's helpful. That's good. He's playing both roles, it looks like. That's good. One man in his time plays many parts. You get paid, you have to give the services. You know what I mean? Electricity, heat, so on. It's good to stay informed. Too many people out there have no windows. You know what I mean? These university houses are riddled with holes and unsafe stuff, bugs. You know what I mean? You gotta know your rights. You gotta read some stuff. Read it over before you sign. You know what I mean?
Known to the team, the woman on the phone has changed her mind about leaving.
No one else goes in there.
And she asks the other women to do the same. The woman who started the sit-in also leaves of her own accord.
There's only one left in here now, and I just shut the door.
See, seems like a show I'd watch, first off. I love the narration. And we're outside. Tracy's gone outside, and the camera crew's run down the street after her. It's like, I love it. This is the difficult decision. You have to pay your rent, but like, you gotta give people places to live. We also need to come together as a community and get some more shelters going, 100%. I'm down for that.
Touch anything. Now, why didn't the garbage man take that? It was in a bag. Why didn't the garbage man take that? It was in a bag. Yeah, when it's humid, it comes right in the dang high porch window or door. I can't open the door. Huh?
Whoa. That's this one's not as easy to understand. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Obviously someone's like left their trash there, and in order to clean it up, or he's just like sick of it being there, she's actually bursted the bags, and I couldn't imagine how horrible that would smell. I mean, it's just like taking like one unpleasant situation and making it worse by literally opening the rubbish, like the bags of trash. But again, I can't really say how far this situation has gone. Who knows, you know, with this kind of thing, like maybe with this kind of thing, maybe there is a lot of trash being left in the same spot over and over, and I don't know if it's like put properly into a bin. It could just be left there, and no one exactly wants other people's trash right in front of their house. So if that's the case, I guess I understand it, but look at that. I mean, it's everywhere now. Surely there's a better scenario where these bags of trash can be like properly taken care of. They're just open, and I'm looking at that and I'm like, wow, I bet that stinks. That looks so bad. What a mess. But who knows? Who do you guys think is the Karen in this situation? It's hard to tell. I have 3 tiny homes, fixed base, no wheels, and rent them out. I hadn't received a check from one couple, couldn't get them on the phone. I take a drive up there and it is gone. The home was disconnected from power and water and disconnected from the slab. 3 weeks later, the cops found the home on the back of a flatbed 3 states away. They just stole a home? Imagine filing that police report. That's crazy. People really are out here stealing anything, huh? That's absolutely insane. Oh my god.
Me buying rental properties thinking I'm such a boss and never gonna have issues, okay? And then have a tenant that isn't paid rent for 5 months, okay. You gotta pay your rent on time. It's monthly. I've had friends who are like, yeah, I haven't paid my rent in like 4 months. I'm like, how do you have a place to live then? I don't know, maybe my parents scared us growing up, but they're like, if you don't pay your rent by that last day, they steal your food. They steal you. I'm like, what? What? Turn the lights off, you don't have a place, like all your stuff is like packed, like folded on the curb all of a sudden. You're like, how does this, what? This is a leap year. It's the 31st? That was the 1st.
To get some of his tires. Oh my god, the implication that there's more tires, so there's a dumpster full of tires. Man, that truck's looking way down. Truck's looking a bit tired.
You're good. Keep going.
4 dumpster loads of tires. He had a tire shop. Oh, okay. The puzzle pieces are coming together. I thought he was just collecting these from like neighborhood swing sets or lakes or wow, that's a lot of tires. I wouldn't know what to do with all those tires either, to be honest. That's a big problem.
Wow. Get out of the way. Oh my god, hold on. It's like the fact that they have to deal with this stuff all the time. Do you see how like unbothered they are? They're just like, get out of the way. Get out of the way, Susan. Not today. Please, please not today. Wow. Oh my god, drama. So, the fact that she just keeps limping away. I wonder at what point does she stop limping? Like, who's watching? Do you know what I mean? Who is watching after that point? And how is she gonna sue them? I don't understand how her brain works. The fact that she didn't even get hit though, she like walked up to their car.
Access for mount.
I understand you.
When does it appear and get evicted?
So
that's
on this episode of Cops.
Okay. It's harassment.
Well, the way I look at it, I don't see a camera pointed in your direction. I see a
That
camera
one
that is pointed right here, and I see a camera that is pointed straight
That's
down.
good. That loud bird, it sounds Canadian too. Just like so loud. It's like 6 a.m. You're just like, wah, 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 wah. That's terrible.
And what's this
That's a
right
loud
now?
bird. That's the loudest bird I've ever heard in my
all
life.
day long. Watch YouTube. Tons of it happens. There's nothing I can do about that when you're recording it. Just like I have a recorder on, I have a camera in that car, I have a camera in that car. Because everything comes down to cameras today.
He said down here. He said, this sounds Canadian for sure.
Probably just wear it. These violations,
Where this
film
is.
it.
I don't know what really is going on here. Looks like a nice property. It looks like Barrie. That's my best guess there. Innisville House, you know, somewhere up there. Okay, just a good conversation. You gotta work it out. You gotta work these agreements out with your landlord. If you're making an income, you gotta pay for the electricity, you gotta pay for the lights, you gotta pay for where you're staying. Nothing's free.
Signs that you have a slumlord. Secret holes in the walls, exposed wiring, the light that does absolutely nothing, the fireplace that doesn't work, the landlord special all over everything, the laundry room covered in what I can only hope is pee, whatever this is hiding down here,
it's a pre-allergy.
and the doors that never
I don't get
close.
it. This person seems upset by what they're seeing. These are all great. You have a fireplace in your place? That's awesome. I mean, it doesn't work. That sucks. The light on and off. I mean, these are walkthroughs are crucial. Get the landlords to click the lights on. I'm like, oh, do you mind clicking the light on for me? And they're like, oh, it doesn't work. I'm like, might need to get that fixed before I move in then. Holes in walls, there's holes in walls. Drywall is not the most secure type of wall. It's gonna have some holes and chips in it. That needs some floorboard, little bit of DAP there, put some duct tape on that wall. Easy, call it a day.
Buddy of mine owned a 3-story house, got a call from the second floor tenants that water was coming through his roof. He went to the 3rd floor, and when the tenants opened the door, he could see one of those blow-up swimming pools in the living room. Not the little ones, mind you, but one of the big 24-inch deep ones. As if this wasn't shocking enough, the tenant had also removed all the kitchen cabinet doors and replaced them with chicken wire and had a dozen chickens living in them. Is that real? Like, what do you even do? What do you say? How do you react? I have so many questions in that moment. Like, what do you do as a landlord? He had chickens living in the kitchen? Oh my god, that'd be so jarring. That would be so jarring.
Can you please mind your own business? Why do you have to come over? You cannot mind your own business. You have to come over and tell somebody that you like me.
Shut up.
Oh, I haven't heard those words used unironically in a long time.
You have to come and you have to walk over. You
in the
can't
heart.
mind your own business.
She lives in, where do you live now?
You cannot mind your own business. You are the Karen of the neighborhood.
Oh, I wonder if he knows what that means. $10 says he has no idea.
You have nothing better to do.
I'm the Karen. I'm the Karen.
And tell the movers that I'm a horrible person.
He does.
You know what? You in the heart.
I don't know. This guy's ridiculous. You just have to love his like insults. God, so funny. I think he knows who the Karen of the neighborhood really is. I think he has a very good idea. I love how he was like, she doesn't even go here. Like, I don't know. That's funny. That's funny. I don't know how she's not like breaking down laughing right now.
Tenant evicted after 25 years. Oh my god! Oh god. Yeah, that is, oh, that looks like the Amityville Horror. That's, this stuff makes me feel bad. Like it genuinely does just make me feel bad because it feels a bit like we're gawking, but man, that's depressing. How does nobody like check on them? Like how does the landlord never like check in on this? Good gosh. Oh, that is, oh, open your windows at the very least. Oh, actually, that's starting to make me gag. Could be the 2 cups of coffee I had, but thinking about the, oh, okay, let's keep going. This one's tough.
Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor Morning. We're at the complex, a 7-unit rental property where 200 to 300 tires were dropped off in the backyard of one of the units the other day. Now, we called the police to make sure they weren't stolen. The police showed up, said, hey, they're not stolen. However, a tire store was just evicted. Now, we have one tenant in there who we are trying to evict as well for not paying rent.
Caught red-handed. Maybe they were stealing the tires. Maybe they were buying the tires and then they were gonna start their own startup business. I'm down for that. Small businesses?
For 4 months.
Oh,
and the police confirmed, yes, that is
you're making yourself a
dropped
go-kart
the tires
park.
off because their tire store was evicted. And later that—
And some kegs quickly went by and I see a bunch of kegs.
Know each other. One to pay rent, one to tell us, hey, we can't get rental assistance because our tire store was evicted.
Okay.
And this, we think, may or may not be the tire store based on the police description and the hundreds and thousands of tires in their yard.
Sometimes you need room to start said businesses. You know, you need the backyard. That's a big, beautiful garage. I feel like you could just get about half those tires in there nice and neat up against the wall, Canadian Tire commercial style. Looks like they're starting a go-kart park in the back. Like that would be like the best startup. You know what I mean? Instead of like, we're gonna start a tire store. I'd be like, ever thought about the go-kart industry, Frank? You know what I mean? I feel like that's just the start of a movie right there. And then he has the best outdoor track in his backyard. All around the world, just travel to. Then you can pay rent. Then you can own the whole property and pay rent, you know? Everything's fair, legalities, money. I love it.
I had a tenant remove the kitchen island and bring it outside by the pool because they needed an outdoor serving area. What the heck? That's really, I mean, an outdoor serving area would be like sweet and it would be for sure clutch, but like, I feel like I would much rather have a kitchen island than an outdoor serving area. Or was this one of those things where they like moved it back and forth Dang, they just really should have got an island on wheels and problem solved. That's so insane. People are crazy. They'll just do anything.
Look what my lovely tenant left me.
What's this?
Oh, that Jason is pretty sick. That's cool.
Okay, I like it. Picasso.
Yeah. Oh, the Bane. Is that Pablo Escobar? Yeah, I mean, it sucks that they didn't pay rent for a year, but honestly, like, they did make it look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is like, looks like the kind of place Jesse Pinkman would hang out, which maybe that's not what you're looking for from your property, but you can definitely rent this out as like a movie set now. I guarantee people would want to film in there. So it's opportunity. It's all positive thinking. You just got to think like that.
So the tenants here decided to rip out all of the cabinets. They stole all of the appliances.
All the shims too?
They even took the countertops, electrical.
Countertops? Starting
Not their house though, so they don't care.
Was that like metal sheeting on the windows though? Yeah, you can't steal. Also, you can't steal like the sinks and the countertops and stuff. Where are you gonna take those? You can't just sell counters. If you were a cabinet maker, I used to be a cabinet maker. That's why I said shims. Or those carpenters out there. That's why I don't do it anymore. They all fell. Oh gosh, is that bugs? Ooh, okay. Clean it up or burn the whole house down. I'm already down for burning the whole house down. A controlled fire from a distance. Some marshmallows, bugs are dead, everyone's happy. It's gotta go. Gasoline? That looks like that house that I used to, I worked for a cleanup industry, or a junk place. And I used to go into some bug-ridded houses like that. Big hoarder houses. Light it up, you know, make a Guy Fawkes night of it. Clean it all up, get some old clothes in there, you know, Goodwill doesn't want them, be like, throw them on the bonfire. Have a big town bonfire. Community, it's getting close to each other. It's way too much bugs, way too much. Ooh, itchy, itchy, itchies.
I'm not a landlord, but in my lease was an agreement to not have a pool inside the apartment, nor could we build a campfire or hoard goats in the apartment. To think there's a reason that these are specifically in a lease amazes me. Well, I mean, have you seen some of the stories we've talked about today? Cause I've been shocked. You would be shocked. Dang, yeah, you really gotta cover your bases, apparently. People will do anything. A horde of goats, imagine. I mean, chickens in the kitchen cupboards, horde of goats, it's all the same.
So I'm out here at the 32 unit where we finally were able to evict a tenant that has not been paying rent for 8+ months, and he's left this place a complete mess. Take a look. You got roaches.
Oh, I hate roaches.
All over here.
I mean, nobody likes them, but I hate them. Oh.
Basically destroyed the unit.
Oh.
Got more in the corners. See, you got more gnats here. All these roaches in the corner. Just crawling around.
Don't even bother with spray, just light it on fire and move on. That is your property no longer, that belongs to the bugs. They've taken over, gonna have to nuke it from orbit or go full Starship Troopers on them. That's disgusting. How does it, I don't know. I'm sorry this one wasn't more funny. I feel like I just shook my head a lot and was like, this is yucky.